Hello there, I'm Mapledungeons, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game by the name of The Man in the Cape. This is a small indie game, which is a 2D shoot-everything kind of game. You go through square levels, killing robots and other varied enemies. You're in a set situation because some evil millionaire decided to punish you for standing on his tower overlooking the city. That's basically the extent of the plot for this game, at least so far. But I don't think a game like this is really about the plot. The game looks pretty nice, especially considering it's an indie game, and as far as I can understand, basically made by one guy. The game sounds good as well. The music is quite reasonable, as well as the sound effects, including some semi-amusing one-liners from the robots. And then we have the gameplay, which is the main part of the game and what is pretty enjoyable. It's simple. You move around in a 2D space and fire with your gun, shooting enemies, including robots, weird bugs, and a variety of other things. Generally, if you get hit by a bullet or get hit by an enemy, you'll lose a health point, and the same goes for what you'll do to the enemies. Some will die in one hit, a lot will die in one hit, and other enemies will die in multiple hits. To extend that gameplay a little bit past the simple run and shoot, there's a variety of power-ups as well as an extra HP that you can get, which diversifies gameplay quite a bit. Enemies get diversified quite a bit as you go into the world as well, so that is something that makes the game more and more fun as you go in. You'll always be facing new challenges and be seeing new things. So, the combat is simple and it's fun. But on top of that, it's also quite difficult. You start with 3 HP, that's 3 hits to die, and what you're facing is not nearly as squishy. Either you'll be facing tanky opponents, or hordes upon hordes of enemies. In the case of the boss I'm stuck against right now, both. There's also a shop where different character upgrades are available. You're gonna want to do what's the obvious option and get the money grab early, so instead of having to pick up the money will fly to you if you're near it. Makes the whole game a lot less of a hassle and makes it so you can get a lot of upgrades more quickly. These upgrades include extra health, extra damage, extra run speed, and are an important part of the game. They can be accessed from the menu screen, but they cannot be accessed from the game. So to do good against these hordes of enemies and challenging bosses, you're gonna have to have some alright reflexes and be able to pay attention to the different things that are going on at once on the screen. All the enemies on the top of the map that are shooting you down, all the turrets, and just everything that's going on in this chaotic mess of a game. Totally a compliment to the game, by the way, although I am pretty terrible at games, so I am progressing quite slow in this challenging title. The whole thing lasts quite a while. I've played a few hours so far, and I'm seeing myself at 13% completion. You might go a little faster than me if you have some skill, but it's extremely good price for playtime in my opinion. It also may have some good replayability. The game is by no means entirely linear. There's a few places where the game branches off into multiple paths, and you'll have to choose to go one way or another. All of this leads to a fun experience that can be played for quite a while, and possibly played for more than just once, although I am not completed the game, and I am not sure if that's going to be something I just need to backtrack to in the end, or if it's something that will lead to different endings or whatever. With that said, I have a couple little things that I don't like much about the game. Just a couple basic things, really. The first one is the game's menu system. It can be less than ideal sometimes. It would be nice to be able to access the shop from the actual game instead of having to quit the game, having to make sure you're at a save point, quit the game, and then go into the menu, the main menu of the game, scroll over, go into the shop. It's not ideal in any way, shape, or form. I'm not sure if there was some kind of game design decision for this, or if it's just something that was overlooked, but I don't like it too much. The other little thing that I don't like too much is about the save system itself. It might just be a personal preference thing, but I don't quite like the whole save point thing in a game like this. And this is basically just to warn you that this game does have that kind of system, and the thing is, these save points are the thing the game has to save you. They take a few seconds to load in and out of, and from that, they're pretty spaced, pretty far in between. What this means is if you're worried you could easily die on the next level, you'll probably want to backtrack each time to the save point to make sure you've saved your progress. It leads to a lot of wasted time, and although it's a small complaint, I don't really see why this game couldn't have a save button, or some kind of autosave. But minus those few small little things, the game is extremely fun. I'm enjoying it, and I'd recommend it to anyone who doesn't mind a challenge and enjoys some fun 2D shooting. You can get it for $3, which is quite the grab, and I'll put a link to that down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you'd like to see more content like this in the future, you can subscribe to the channel and let me know. I've been Mapledungeons, and I'll see you next time.